I should have trusted my instincts when my wife started pulling late Tuesdays. But after 15 years of marriage, you don't expect the person sharing your bed to be charging luxury hotel stays to what should have been our kids' college fund. The midnight phone call from her closest friend changed everything in an instant. What followed didn't just ruin my marriage. It shattered my understanding of the mother of my children. My name is Bradley Connor. I'm 42 and I've been selling insurance in Columbus, Ohio for the last 18 years. I'm not the kind of man who keeps a diary, but this needed to be told. Maybe it can warn someone else about the betrayal waiting in plain sight. It was 12:47 a.m. on a Wednesday when the phone vibrated. Hazel was out cold beside me, snoring softly like she always did after evening yoga. The caller ID read Samantha Reed, Hazel's best friend from college. Sam never called me, and she sure as hell didn't call at midnight unless something was seriously wrong. Bradley. Sam's voice trembled like she'd been crying. I'm so sorry to wake you, but I couldn't wait until morning. I sat up, careful not to rouse Hazel. What's wrong? Is everything okay? There was a long pause. Then she said the line that ended everything I thought I knew. I can't keep lying to you anymore. Hazel's been cheating on you. The bedroom fell into a hush aside from the AC's low drone. I felt a chill move through me, like cold water through my veins. Bradley, are you there? Yeah, I managed. I'm here. I'm at Finnegan's bar downtown, Sam said, words stumbling out. I just saw her leave with Ethan from her office. They've been seeing each other for months, Bradley. I can't watch her do this to you and the kids anymore. I looked at Hazel, still asleep, dark hair spread on the pillow. The same woman who'd kissed me goodnight 3 hours earlier and told me she loved me. The same woman who'd helped Cody with algebra and tucked Logan in. How long? I asked, surprised by how steady I sounded. Since at least March, maybe longer. Bradley, I'm so sorry. I should have told you sooner, but she's my friend and I thought maybe it would just stop. But tonight, Sam's voice broke. She introduced him as her boyfriend in front of everyone like you didn't exist. I hung up without goodbye, set the phone on the nightstand, and stared at the ceiling in the dark. Hazel murmured in her sleep and I realized I was looking at a stranger. Someone living a double life while I worried about premiums and homework. A part of me wasn't even shocked. Sleep eluded me the rest of the night. I lay there listening to Hazel breathe, counting how many excuses I'd swallowed over recent months. Every last-minute meeting, every quick shower after work, and it all snapped into place like puzzle pieces. At 6:15 a.m. Hazel's alarm went off. She stretched, yawned, and rolled over to kiss my cheek like she had every morning for 15 years. Morning, honey, she murmured, still heavy with sleep. Morning, I replied, studying her face for any hint of guilt. Nothing, just the same smile she'd used yesterday when she said she was staying late on the Morrison account. Hazel went to the shower and the water started, and that's when I made my first move. Her phone sat charging on the nightstand. She used to never bring it into the bathroom, but lately it was glued to her. I picked it up. No passcode. She trusted me that much. Or maybe she thought I was too oblivious to notice. The Messages app was on the home screen. The thread with E-gray work was third from the top. I opened it. Can't wait to see you tonight. Brad's got his poker game, so we'll have a hotel to ourselves. The message was from Tuesday, poker night. I'd told the guys I couldn't make it because I wanted family time. Hazel had encouraged me to go, said she'd handle bedtime. Now I knew why. I scrolled up, months of messages, hotel confirmations, photos that made my stomach flip. And the dagger. He bought flowers for our anniversary last week. So clueless. It's almost tragic. Our anniversary. I'd spent 2 hours picking out those roses because she said she missed getting flowers. She posted them on Instagram with heart emojis, comments calling her lucky and relationship goals. All the while she was laughing about those roses with her lover. The shower ran still. I had maybe 3 minutes. I screenshotted everything I could, texted the images to myself, then deleted the sent messages from her phone. My hands weren't shaking. That surprised me. I felt unnervingly calm, methodical, like I was filing an insurance claim, documenting damage, gathering evidence. When Hazel emerged, towel on her head, she found me making coffee. You're up early, she said, pouring a cup. Couldn't sleep. Big day today. I'm meeting with the Henderson family about their life policy. She scrolled her phone as she spoke. I'll probably be late again tonight. The Davidson case is eating up all my time. I looked at her, really looked. The woman I built a life with, had 3 kids with, was lying to my face while our 9-year-old sat 6 feet away eating cereal. No problem, I said. I'll handle dinner and homework. She smiled and kissed my cheek. You're the best, Brad. Logan glanced up from his Lucky Charms. Dad, can you help me with my science project tonight? Absolutely, buddy. What's it about? Volcanoes, Logan said, grinning with milk at his lip. I smiled back, thinking how apt that was. While he read about eruptions, I was sitting beside one ready to blow our family to pieces. After the kids left for school and Hazel drove off to the firm, I did something I hadn't in 15 years. I followed her. I called my assistant, told her to reschedule my morning, and got in the car. Hazel's silver Honda was 3 cars ahead on Route 33. She wasn't headed downtown to Brennan and Associates. She was driving east toward the Easton Shopping District. A text from her popped up. Busy morning ahead. Court filing deadline moved up. Might not have time for lunch. Her car signaled into the Marriott Spring Suites parking lot. My chest tightened, but my hand stayed steady. I parked across the street behind a delivery truck and watched. Ethan Gay's black BMW was already there. I recognized it from last summer's company picnic. He worked in the estate planning department, mid-30s, the kind who wore expensive cologne and spoke too loudly at office parties. Hazel had mentioned him professionally before. Ethan thinks we should restructure the Johnson Trust. Ethan has some ideas about the Peterson case. Now I knew what those ideas really were. I watched them meet in the lobby. How Ethan's hand slid to the small of her back, how she laughed and leaned into him like they'd done this dance 100 times. They rode the elevator together and I saw my wife morph into someone I didn't know. Confident, flirtatious, animated in a way she hadn't been around me for years. I sat there for 2 hours. During that time Hazel sent me 3 texts about her hectic day and 1 photo of a legal document she claimed to be reviewing, time-stamped 37 minutes earlier. When they returned, Hazel looked satisfied. Hair slightly mussed, lipstick reapplied but imperfect. She kissed Ethan goodbye in the lot, not a peck on the cheek like colleagues might, but on the mouth like lovers do. I followed her back toward downtown, watched her stop at a coffee shop, buy a latte, and snap a selfie captioned, "Fuel for a busy day." Posted to Instagram at 11:47 a.m., while I sat 50 yards away, knowing she'd just spent the morning in someone else's bed. My phone pinged. Hazel had liked her own post and commented, "Legal life is exhausting, but somebody's got to do it." With a laughing emoji. That night she returned home on schedule, kissed me, and asked about my day as if nothing had happened. "How was your morning?" I asked, helping Logan with his volcano at the kitchen table. "Crazy busy," Hazel said, loosening her blazer. "Code deadlines are killing me." I watched my son carefully measure baking soda, then looked at my wife casually lying about a morning in a hotel bed. "I bet they are," I said. 3 days later I found the credit card statements. Hazel had always handled our personal finances while I managed business accounts. She was better with details, she told me. That turned out to be code for better at hiding things. I was searching for homeowners' insurance papers when I opened a desk drawer and found a folder marked H Personal. Inside were statements for a card I'd never seen before. Capital One Venture opened 8 months ago in her name only. The charges spelled out a story I couldn't stop reading. Mary at Spring Hill Suites, $247. February 14th, Valentine's Day. The night she said she was working late on a merger. Victoria's Secret, $186. February 12th, lingerie I'd never seen. Roots Chris Steakhouse, $312. March 3rd, dinner for 2 on my birthday while I sat home with the kids waiting for her client call to end. Morton Steakhouse, $287. March 28th, another dinner I wasn't invited to. The Peninsula Beverly Hills, $1,847. April 15th to 17th, a weekend spa retreat with the girls while I took the kids camping. But the recurring charges were the worst. Spotify Premium for 2 accounts, Netflix Premium when we already had a basic plan, car payments for a lease I'd never signed, monthly debits to something called Luxury Travel Club. I tallied it up. $43,000 in 8 months. Transfers from our savings paid off bills I didn't know about. Money I'd earned working 60-hour weeks. Money meant for college funds, mortgage, our future. I photographed every page and then put everything back exactly as I found it. My hands were rock steady now. The shock had been replaced by a cold focus. That evening Hazel made her famous chicken piccata and hummed while she cooked, asking Evelyn about school and listening to Cody complain about chemistry. "This is delicious, Mom," Logan said with sauce on his chin. "Thank you, baby. It's Daddy's favorite." She smiled at me across the table and I smiled back, chewing a bite of food probably paid for with money she stole from our savings to spend on her lover. After dinner, while she helped Logan with homework, I went online and started researching divorce lawyers. The breaking point came at Evelyn's basketball practice. I sat in the bleachers watching my 13-year-old daughter run drills when Cody slid down beside me. My 16-year-old son had gotten his license 2 months before and was supposed to be at his job at the hardware store. "Dad, we need to talk," Cody said, voice low. "Shouldn't you be at work? I called in sick. This is more important." He stared at the court, not at me. "I know about Mom." My stomach fell. "What do you mean?" I asked. "I saw her last Tuesday. I was driving to work and saw her car at that hotel near the mall with some guy." Cody's jaw was tight like mine does when I'm swallowing anger. "I waited around and saw them come out together." He looked older than his 16 years, like the last week had aged him. "How long have you known?" I asked. "Couple months. She's been acting weird, always on her phone, always working late. She used to ask about my job and my classes. Now she barely looks up when I walk in." We watched Evelyn make a layup, both of us absorbing what this meant for our family. "Are you going to divorce her?" Cody asked. The question landed hard, not because it was unexpected but because hearing it from my son made it real in a new way. "I don't know yet," I admitted. "I'm still figuring things out." "Good," Cody said. "Because Logan doesn't need to see you get walked on." That stung. "What do you mean?" I asked. Cody finally met my eyes. "Dad, she's treating you like garbage. We all see it. Evelyn asked me why Mom doesn't laugh at your jokes anymore. Logan asked yesterday if you and Mom are getting divorced because she's never home." I watched my daughter steal the ball and drive the lane. Fierce and focused, everything I'd taught her to be. The thought of tearing apart her world tightened my chest. "Your mom and I have some things to work through," I said carefully. "Dad," Cody's voice was steady, "I'm not a kid anymore. I know what I saw. And I know you're not the kind of man who lets people disrespect his family. What do you think I should do?" "I think you should stop letting her lie to us," Cody said. "Logan asked me last week why Mom smells different when she comes home from work." "That's not normal, Dad." Practice ended and Evelyn jogged over, sweaty and smiling. "Hey, Dad." "Hey, Cody. Did you see the steal I made?" "I did, sweetheart. You were amazing." She beamed, then noticed Cody's serious face. "Why do you look like someone died?" Cody and I exchanged looks. "Just talking about grown-up stuff," I said, but as we walked to the car I realized Evelyn was already worrying, quieter than usual, throwing small glances at us like she could sense the storm. That night, after Logan was in bed and Evelyn was doing math, I found Cody doing push-ups in his room. "You okay?" I asked from the doorway. He paused mid-rep. "Are you?" "I will be good," he replied, starting again. "Because this family needs you to be strong right now." Attorney Michelle Brennan's office smelled of leather and old books. She was in her 50s, sharp-eyed with the kind of presence that made you sit straighter. Sam had. She had recommended her after her own messy divorce 3 years ago. "Mr. Connor," she said, motioning to the chair across from her mahogany desk. "Tell me why you're here." I slid the folder across the desk, screenshots of text threads, credit card statements, hotel receipts, photos I'd snapped of Hazel and Ethan at the Marriott. She flipped through everything in silence, jotting notes now and then on a legal pad. After about 15 minutes, she looked up. "This is thorough. How long have you been collecting this?" 2 weeks. "Good instincts. In Ohio, we have no-fault divorce," she explained. "But adultery can still affect how property and custody are decided." She leaned in. "What do you want, Mr. Connor?" "Full custody of the kids," I said. And I want to make sure she can't walk away with half our life after burning our savings on affairs. The custody argument would hinge on proof of neglect while she chased these relationships, she warned. I told her about missed school events, late nights, the way Hazel had gone distant, about Cody seeing her at the hotel and Logan asking why Mommy was never home anymore. And the money? Michelle asked. She's stolen over $40,000 from our joint savings and the kids' college fund to pay for these affairs. I have every charge documented. Michelle nodded, approving. That's crucial. Dissipating marital assets is serious. Courts don't look kindly on spouses who drain family money for extramarital relationships. She pulled out a calculator and ran numbers against our income, assets, and debts. Here's what I suggest, she said after a few minutes. We file for divorce under irreconcilable differences but attach extensive proof of her adultery and financial misconduct. Ask for primary custody based on her emotional unavailability and poor judgment. And request compensation for the dissipated marital assets. What are my chances with this evidence? Very good, especially since she's been sloppy about covering her tracks. Michelle closed the folder. But I have to ask, Mr. Connor, are you sure reconciliation is impossible? Some couples work through infidelity. I thought of Hazel laughing in a hotel lobby, mocking me in texts to her lover, the way she ignored our kids at dinner while planning her next deception. She's not the woman I married, I said. Even if she were, I couldn't trust her with the children. They deserve better than a mother who treats lying as normal. Then we move forward, she said. I'll need a $5,000 retainer to start. I wrote the check from my personal business account. Money Hazel couldn't touch. As I signed, Cody's words echoed, "This family needs you to be strong right now." For the first time in weeks I felt like I actually was. Tuesday night changed everything. I was at Kevin's going over divorce papers when my phone rang. Columbus Children's Hospital. Mr. Connor, this is Dr. Martinez. Your son Logan was brought in by ambulance. He collapsed during soccer practice. My stomach turned to ice. Is he okay? He's stable, but he's had severe stomach pain and vomiting. We're running tests. Can you get here right away? I was in the car before the doctor finished. I called Hazel 3 times on the drive, straight to voicemail each time. Logan lay small in the hospital bed, hooked to IVs and monitors, his face pale and heavy from pain meds. Hey buddy, I said, taking his hand. How are you feeling? My stomach really hurts, Dad. Where's Mom? She's on her way, I lied, checking my phone again. Nothing. Dr. Martinez pulled me aside. We think it's appendicitis. The inflammation is severe. He needs surgery tonight. The longer we wait, the higher the risk of rupture. Is your wife coming? I called Hazel again. Voicemail. Then I remembered Tuesday was her usual late work night, the one she spent at the Marriott with Ethan. I'll sign whatever's needed, I told the doctor. Cody arrived 20 minutes later, still in his hardware store uniform. Where's Mom? He asked. Can't reach her. She's probably in a meeting. Cody's jaw tightened. Dad. Logan needs surgery and Mom's unreachable. That's not okay. He was right. Our 9-year-old was going under anesthesia and his mother was somewhere with her boyfriend. Phone off, oblivious. I kept calling. Finally I sent a text. Logan is having emergency surgery. Get to Children's Hospital now. The operation lasted 2 hours. Cody and I sat in the waiting room watching the doors, waiting for Hazel to burst in panicked and apologetic. She never came. At 11:47 p.m., Dr. Martinez found us in recovery. Surgery went perfectly, he said. Logan's going to be fine. The appendix was close to rupturing, but we caught it in time. Thank God, I whispered, relief washing over me. In recovery, Logan mumbled, still groggy, is Mom here? I looked at Cody, then at my son. Not yet, buddy. But I'm here. Cody's here. Why isn't Mom here? That question broke something inside me, not because the answer surprised me, but because it hit the truth. At 12:15 a.m. my phone finally buzzed. Hazel. Just saw your text. Is everything okay? Was in a client dinner and had my phone off. On my way. A client dinner at midnight on a Tuesday. She arrived at 12:52 a.m., hair slightly mussed, makeup smudged, smelling of wine and guilt. "Oh my God, what happened?" she gasped, rushing to Logan's bedside. "Mom!" Logan's face lit despite the pain. "I had to have surgery. Dad stayed with me the whole time." Hazel looked over Logan, and for a moment I saw the second she realized what her absence meant, how it would look. "I'm so sorry I couldn't get here sooner," she told Logan, stroking his hair. "Mommy's here now. Where were you?" Logan asked innocently. "Working, baby." Mommy was working. I watched her lie to our son's face while he recovered from emergency surgery, and something inside me died. Whatever fragile hope remained for our marriage snapped. Later in the hallway she tried to explain. "Bradley, I know how this looks, but—" "Stop," I said quietly. "Just stop. It was a legitimate client dinner. The Johnson case has been— Hazel, our son almost died tonight. He was scared, in pain, asking for his mother, and you were unreachable because you were with your boyfriend." Her face went white. "That's not— I know about Ethan. I know about the hotels, the credit cards. I know everything. We stood in that sterile corridor while our son slept 10 feet away. We'll talk at home," she whispered. "No," I said. "I filed for divorce yesterday. You'll be served papers tomorrow." The papers were served Thursday morning while Hazel was having coffee with Samantha Reed. Sam called me 20 minutes later. "Bradley, what the hell? She just got divorce papers in front of everyone at Starbucks. She's completely falling apart." "Good. Maybe now she'll understand consequences." She told me Hazel accused me of trying to take the kids. "I'm trying to protect them from a mother who puts her affairs ahead of their safety." Logan could have died. Silence on the other end. "Sam? You there?" "Yeah." "Bradley, I had no idea it was that bad." "It's worse than bad. She's been stealing the kids' college funds to pay for hotels. She missed Logan's surgery because she was screwing around with a coworker. She's not the friend you thought she was." That afternoon Hazel's attorney called mine, David Brennan, Michelle's husband. They wanted to negotiate. "What are they offering?" I asked Michelle. "Joint custody, a 50-50 asset split, and she'll stop using the card." "No deal, Bradley. Be reasonable. The court usually favors joint custody." I opened my folder, bank statements showing the stolen college money, hospital records proving Hazel's absence during Logan's emergency, screenshots of her mocking texts to her lover. Will the court favor a mother who embezzled from her children's education fund? Who missed an emergency surgery because she was committing adultery? Michelle studied the files again. "Compelling evidence of parental unfitness," she said, "but custody fights are costly and brutal." "I don't care about the cost. My kids deserve better than a part-time mother who lies to them every day." That evening Hazel showed up at Kevin's, where I was staying. "We need to talk," she said when I opened the door. "Talk to my lawyer," I replied. "Bradley, please. I know I made mistakes, but we can fix this. I'll end things with Ethan. I'll go to counseling." She looked desperate and panicked, like someone who finally realized the game was over. "You missed our son's surgery to be with another man," I said. "There's no coming back from that. I made one mistake. One mistake. I have 8 months of receipts, credit card records, texts. You've stolen over $40,000 from our family to fund your affairs. That's not one mistake. That's a pattern." Her composure crumbled. "The kids need their mother. They need someone who puts them first. You had 15 years to be that person. You chose not to." I stepped toward the door. "The custody hearings next month. Be ready to explain why you weren't here when Logan needed you." As I closed the door, I heard her crying on Kevin's porch. It didn't move me like it once would because while she cried about losing control, I kept thinking about Logan asking where his mother was while he was scared and in pain. Some bridges, once burned, can't be rebuilt. 6 months later I sat in my new office at Connor & Associates Insurance, watching Cody help his little brother with homework at the kitchen table through my home office window. We'd moved into a smaller house nearer the kids' schools, but it felt more like home than the old place ever had. The divorce had been finalized 3 weeks earlier. I had primary custody. Hazel got supervised weekend visits and was ordered to repay $38,000 to the college funds over 5 years. The judge wasn't impressed with her financial infidelity or her absence during Logan's emergency. "Dad, someone's here to see you," Evelyn called from the front door. Samantha Reed stood on the porch holding a coffee cup, looking nervous. "Hey Sam, what's up? Can we talk privately?" I closed my laptop and motioned to the chair across from my desk. Sam had remained neutral through everything, keeping friendships with both Hazel and me. "I need to tell you something about Hazel," she said, setting down her cup. "Something I should have told you months ago." My stomach tightened. "What now?" "She's been begging me to take her back." "Sam, we've been through this. The marriage is over." "I know, and I support that. But there's more." Sam inhaled deeply. "The affair started well before Ethan. 2 years ago she had someone, a client at her firm. I knew about it and stayed quiet because she swore it was over." A cold weight settled in my chest. 2 years, maybe longer. She was always secretive, always on her phone, always working late. I had thought it stress. Sam shook her head. "I'm so sorry I didn't tell you. I thought I was protecting your family." 2 years while I was working overtime to pay for vacations, coaching Logan's little league, helping Evelyn through middle school drama, all while she lived a double life. "Does she know you're telling me this?" "No. She probably won't speak to me again when she finds out. But you deserve the truth after what she put you and the kids through." I walked to the window and watched my boys laughing while Cody tried to explain fractions to Logan. They looked settled, like the chaos was finally over. "Thanks for telling me, Sam. It doesn't change things legally, but it confirms I made the right choice." "You did. Those kids are lucky to have you." After Sam left I made dinner, real food, grilled chicken, roasted vegetables, mashed potatoes, the kind of meal a family shares when someone cares about feeding them properly. "Dad," Logan said between bites, "I'm glad we live here now." "Why's that, buddy?" "Because you're always here and you don't look sad anymore." Out of the mouths of babes. The custody hearing had been scheduled for today, but Hazel's lawyer called this morning to withdraw her petition for more visitation. I found out why when Cody showed me an Instagram post on his phone. Hazel had married Ethan Gray in a small Miami ceremony. The photo showed them on a sunlit beach, tanned and smiling, captioned, "New chapter, new life, new dreams." "Does that bother you, Dad?" Cody asked, watching my face. I looked at the photo of the woman who destroyed our family, kissing the man she chose over us, and felt nothing. No anger, no sorrow, only quiet relief that she was officially someone else's problem. "No, son. It doesn't bother me at all." "Good. Evelyn was worried you'd be upset." That evening we held a family meeting. The 4 of us crowded on the couch in our small living room, eating ice cream and watching Logan show card tricks he learned at school. "Kids, I have some news about your mother," I said softly. They grew quiet. These talks were never easy, but they'd learned to handle them with more maturity than most adults. "She got married today," I told them. Evelyn asked first, "Are you okay, Dad?" "I'm fine, sweetheart. Better than fine, actually." "Does this mean she's not our mom anymore?" Logan asked, confused. "She's still your mother, buddy. But now she has a new family to focus on, which means she probably won't visit as much." "Good," Cody said bluntly. "Every time she visits it just makes everyone uncomfortable." He wasn't wrong. Hazel's weekend visits had become awkward performances with smiles and expensive gifts that felt like bribes. The kids even started making excuses to avoid them. "I want you all to know I'm proud of how you've handled this," I continued. "I know it wasn't easy, but look at us now. We're happy. We're honest with each other. We take care of each other. And we eat better," Logan added, making everyone laugh. "That's right. We definitely eat better." 2 months later I got a call that made me laugh out loud. It was Sam. "Bradley, you're not going to believe this," she said. "Ethan's already been cheating on Hazel with his secretary. Hazel found out last week and she's devastated." Part of me wanted to feel vindicated, but mostly I felt sad for everyone caught up in it. "That's unfortunate," I said. "She wants to talk to you. She thinks maybe you two could—" "Sam, stop. Hazel made her choices. Multiple choices. She picked Ethan over her family. Now she lives with the consequences. I'm not her backup plan.
I know.
I just thought, there's no going back, Sam. She burned that bridge when she missed Logan's surgery. She burned it when she stole from our kids. She burned it when she lied to us for years. Some things can't be fixed. That night I tucked Logan into bed and helped Evelyn with college essay edits while Cody tinkered on his car in the garage, singing along to the radio. This was my family now. Smaller but stronger, honest and healing, and for the first time in years that felt like enough.